Hi, this is Ross. It's looking like rain, so we'll see how this goes. Sure beats snow, though. I want to talk a little bit today about um, living on a really minimal budget. One of the things that we've had to accept that just the way inflation's going and cost of goods, everything, and our pretty much set income is become a challenge, but not so much anymore because we just whittled everything out of what we do. We don't go to theater. Well, then again, there hadn't been a lot of really good movies lately. We don't go out to dinner anymore. Part of that is our diet is pretty structured, and that was part of our cost savings too. We We eat pretty good for very little money, but then again, we cook all our food. We don't buy anything that's prepared. I can't remember the last time we had a pizza. Pretty much, it's kind of a ketovore diet that we've been on. Meat, potatoes, salads, and vegetables here and there. But then again, it's kind of expensive, but then again, we don't buy any junk either. Big thrill for us are those sandwich cookies and tortilla chips now and again, just the plain ones. As for everything else, we have to be very frugal and choose everything very carefully. Our last big expenditure was buying a new car. Yeah, the last one kind of died, and we got this house here. The house needs a lot of work. Don't know how I'm going to do that yet. But through all this stuff, somehow everything works out in the end. That's been my experience over the years. I've had some really rough times. Back in the 80s, I had lost a business that I owned, and I ended up oh, it was a real mess. I lost my house, ended up sleeping in a car for a while. But, I was still young and I got myself up on my 2 feet again. As I mentioned, I think in my last video, that one of the big frustrations of the way things are right now is feeling so impotent in being able to do anything for myself. Now, I've always worked. And anytime I've gotten into scrapes or something, I've taken on second jobs or, do stuff out of the house or what have you. But right now, it's just the way this economy is. Just everything is so damn frozen. I don't have any real political bend on this. I'm just another citizen trying to make their way one day to the other. And, back to talking about, keeping your budget light, the big thrill for all of us is to, especially now, is load the dogs and us up in the car and drive up to the Dairy Queen and get a cone or something. But then again, I live a pretty simple life. This is why we live out here in the woods. There's just no people around, and watch all this craziness on TV. Then I go out to go shopping in the town just up the way, and people are very pleasant and courteous, and we talk about Minnesota things, the weather, the Vikings. So, the main point I wanted to get across on this whole thing is that, ending up really living on a minimalistic budget can be done. You just have to be very creative and really start looking at what's important in your life. You know, I got a lot of yard work to do. Still got to get my lawn tractor fixed. And another item on my ever-growing punch list. But if anybody out there has had problems like this in the past, I'd like to hear from you. It's or have any great ideas on how to make money on the side or what have you. Well, that's about all I got. It's starting to sprinkle, so I'm going to head back in the house. Guys, have a blessed day.